Well, my name is Mary, and I'm a mother of two wonderful teenage children. I've been married for 26 years. My husband and I have started and grown our own business that is now 25 years old and successful. And I'm a college graduate. I graduated with a degree in biology, and I have always been a seeker after truth. I was raised in the Catholic religion, which I bless as my beginnings, my introduction to God. I have since taken God with me and moved on through life to different traditions and been a truth seeker throughout all of my life. And here I am. I started reading the Urantia Book. I had this kind of a small frame of reference, paradigm in which I operate and function in life, and coming out of the bits and pieces of truth that have hit me through seeking. And you know, you get raised in a particular religion, and you get told that version of God and reality, and you know, some of it sits well, and some of it sort of slides past as you know, you don't really believe that. And so when I came upon the Urantia Book, it was after years of looking into all kinds of different religions and philosophies, and when I came onto the Urantia Book, it was like the frame of reference that I had got blown huge. All of a sudden, I was a citizen of the universe. All of a sudden, the universe was peopled. And the Urantia Book gave me this information. It was a revelation, because nothing else talks about the cosmos. Nothing else talks about the cosmos being peopled and organized, and that there's a plan and an evolution to it. And so that came into my system of thought and revolutionized it. I've never felt the same about how I look at things now. And when I look out at the stars, my imagination is so much broader based about what's available to us as living beings, as part of the cosmos. You know, the fact that it was a little wacky, you know, from my point of view. Now I'm totally used to it. It doesn't seem wacky now, but at the time it was like, it seems wacky, but I'll check it out. And then I read it, and it was just like, oh my gosh. The way I look at people now is that each of us is a unique spark of the Creator. That when I meet a new person, I'm thinking, well, here's another small piece of God right before me. Who are you? Let me check you out. What is, you know, I want to discover what's special about them. At work, when I do retail sales, and you know, someone just walks in the store, and I just like, well, who is this? You know, another unique person in all the universe is crossing my path, and what can we make out of it? You know, what can we do with this moment in time? So that's how I look at people now. If you're interested in something that ties together spirituality, God, religion, to science, to philosophy, and ties them all together in a very friendly and cohesive manner, then this is the one book that does that. You don't have to throw out science in order to believe in God and religion, and you don't have to throw out God in order to believe that science is valid. And it ties it all together in a way that life makes sense, that the reason we're alive and living on this planet, all of a sudden, I think I get it, or at least I get as much of it as I'm capable of, that we're we are given this gift of life, and that God is alive within us, experiencing this gift, and that's the gift we give him back. It's the only, that concept is so awesome, that we have something that we can give back to God. God has given us life, and what we have is the ability to give back to him our experience of it. And, you know, that's the game. That's reality. That's creation. That's what's happening. And so it makes me look around at my job, you know, which can seem mundane. And I look at it with a little bit more spark now when I go, well, really, what I'm doing is not just making money so I can pay my bills. I'm having experiences on a little blue ball that's spinning around in space, going around the sun, which is a universe that's spinning in the cosmos, and that God is with me checking it all out through my eyes, and that I can bring my personality to him as a gift. There is value to you, and the concept that we are building this supreme reality, that we have our contribution to make, and without us it's not going to be the same, and that it's something we are all creating, is it's so communal. It's so beautiful. Probably I was 20-something when I ran into the Urantia papers, and it took that frame of reference, which to me seemed rather complete at the time, and just blew it huge. I mean, it was like the magnification, the expansion of my reality due to my exposure to this material was so astounding. I mean, it's hard to think of the right adjective for it, because it changed everything. It changed how I viewed myself as a part of reality, how I view myself in relation to you, how I view myself in relation to God. And, you know, the fact that it peopled the cosmos for me, and the universe is friendly, the universe is interested in me, and I am interested in the universe. I'm interested now that I've been exposed to these concepts. It's exciting to look forward to traveling the universe in, you know, future lives and experiencing the larger reality. Well, I don't know. It really is true. I mean, it really is true that now I take it for granted. Now I take this frame of reference, just seems so natural. But I'm hearkening back to what I felt like before, and how all of these concepts of being a citizen of the universe and having God living within me and experiencing through me, these are just natural parts of my life now. I don't think about them consciously now. They've just been incorporated. But I think of before I had those concepts and how different it is. It is life-changing. I mean, you can have a lot of these same words used over and over. It's astounding, it's awesome, it's life-changing. Well, I don't know what other adjectives you can use. Well, I have met people who are very turned off on God, and it's usually because of religion. And I try to tell them to don't throw God out just because what humans have done with the idea of God is a little screwy and doesn't necessarily all make sense. But seek that relationship with God. You don't need a book to have a relationship with God. It's within, and it's in your day-to-day experience. And if you want it, it's there. And you don't get it from a book, you don't get it from a preacher, you don't get it from a guru. All of those are perfectly valid channels from which you can receive truth. But you don't need them. That you need you and your desire to know God, and He's there. The idea that people have gotten turned off on God because the world is so seemingly chaotic, and, you know, the existence of evil and all those things that, you know, I just have such compassion for that predicament, because you do look around and you do see that the world is full of a lot of hardship and suffering, but that there is purpose. There is a plan behind it all, that there is a reason to live, and that if we can take that experience of even suffering and bring it to God and say, we are going through this together. You know, my feeling a lot of times about suffering is that there is a process of maturing our spirit and maturing ourselves, and that the further we go along in life, the more we realize that all of these experiences are opportunities to grow, opportunities to learn, and to more fully explore what it means to be human, and what it means to be human being in partnership with the divine is what gives it meaning.